which is about leveraging AI automation in inventory and warehouse management. For the same, I would like to introduce the moderator, Mr. Harshad Vagdoda, VP Innovations from Vinculum, is a solution architect with over 2 decades of experience in driving business and revenue growth through building high-impact teams and scalable platform. Let's welcome the moderator for the panel discussion, Mr. Harshad Vagdoda, VP Innovations from Vinculum. Let's have a huge round of applause. And now I would request the following panelists to join us on the stage. Mr. Mukesh Nandan from VIKRAN Engineering and Exim Private Limited. Mr. Sharad Dhawale, Head of Supply Chain from Raychem Limited. Mr. Sanjay Varma from Evonik India Private Limited. And Mr. Ugrasen Singh from Cipla Limited. To kindly begin with the session.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So we're going to speak on, basically we're going to chat or do a chit chat on, how to basically leverage AI ML onto this fast-paced supply chain system. Right now, when we talk about a supply chain system and we talk about AI automations, what comes into our mind basically is accuracy, forecasting, right? Predictions, analytics. Now we've been playing with automations, I think, for a decade or so. But how does AI ML help? So the session prior to this was actually talking about robotics. It was talking about IoT sensors. It was talking about human efforts. Now, how does one get all of this working in a warehouse is what we are going to speak about. We're going to share our views on that. I'll start with the questions. So the first question is to Mr. Mukesh. How do you think can AI automation improve inventory accuracy and reduce discrepancies in the warehouse management?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Harshad. So AI for inventory management and for warehouse management. So both it's important. How it's derived, that's coming AI, when we are discussing about the AI, that is artificial intelligence, which this word comes when ML, DS and DL is performing with them. So DS is the data science. So how data science is collected the data from the pen vendors and the subcontractors who are working for their channel partners. So they collect the data at one platform, that how much materials they have, how they are managing their materials, how they are managing their inventory. So it comes when we are started with the data science, then comes with the deep learning. So what is the history talking about the material inventory and the warehouse management. So AI, which comes with inventory management, which starts with the SLA. So what is the service level agreement for the warehouse? That what is the material keeping over there and which will work just in time parameters. If we are working for the power sector projects, so there are major inventories like transformer, A category items. We are going with B, that is the transmission line towers materials, and the C, that is the hardware connector. So how these categories we define, which comes from the AI, and AI comes from the data analysis, that is called data science, deep learning, and ML, machine learning, and then comes to AI. It means AI when comes that machine has to think and reduce the human error. So if we reduce the human error over there, it easily come to the improve your efficiency. So improve the efficiency, we comes over there. This is major AI which is spokes to us and which is coming into the each and individual supplier buyer.
So, Mukeshji, just wanting to reiterate from my understanding and of course the audience, are you trying to say that AI is more of setting up processes and slowly working towards the perfection to remove the discrepancies in in any system? Currently, we're talking about warehouse management, but are you inclined on that side? Did you mean that?
Yeah, right. So how, because one day you can't make the changes in the first day of any of the change in the environment. So it's coming like a continual improvement. So continual improvement which related to the warehouse. You have a multiple materials in your warehouse. You have to manage your inventory in the each and every locations of your stores and warehouse for your EPC projects or your existing running projects, any of the locations where you are going to connect with them. So this is the one by one step. But first step, we have to start with automation. Before that, we have to start with a Excel. If we start with the Excel, connect all the parameters in one platform, then you can go ahead with the automation. And then you can easily improve your system of warehouse and as well as inventory management, which is called just in time.
Correct. So, Mukeshji, just to add on what you're saying, of course, when we talk about AI ML, it's not simple automation. You need a lot of data and a structured data so that the processes that you want to set or the efficiencies which you want to bring into the system, that will start giving you accurate results as and when the model starts training itself. The more data you feed, like it was mentioned in the slide of Raju, so it's the oil that needs to be continuously fed to the system. Thank you, Mukeshji.
Right.
My next question is to Ugrasen ji and Sharad, to both of you all. How do you think can AI-powered analytics enhance decision-making processes in specifically inventory management and warehouse operations?
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I think most of us are very seasoned professional in the supply chain warehouse management. I would talk about typical challenges what we face in our day-to-day when we run our supply chain or warehouse or the inventory. Like, I think it is a very common problem for all of us, like when customer needs material, we don't have, and then we will always have the problem of obsolescence. I think that is a classic problem each one of us face. Then safety stock, I think we probably do some safety stock modeling, quarter back or something. But as the time come, it almost become irrelevant. Then if I take case of the supplier advice, we do some BMI and all, but that is again based on the past data. Many times it doesn't have relevance of what is going to happen in the future because we are not constantly changing it. Then I think over the, with the advent of ERP and a lot of system and then IT skill, we have huge data. It is gigabytes of data, we call data lakes and all. Now we have data and many times we don't know what to do with the data because there's so much of data available. And sometimes we know what to do with the data. It is all manual effort to analysis. We need to have some sort of descriptive software, or we have some skill. Sometimes that skill is not relevant. So I think these are a couple of challenges what we face. And then I think we just heard the speaker talking about the automation of the warehouse and then in inventory. So these are the typical issues or the challenges, the opportunity what we face. And I think this is where the AI, ML, all this thing will really kick in. I'm also really excited about it, how it will shape up. Maybe we are not there yet, but think about like our inventory management is completely AI driven. We don't have to plan for safety stock. We don't have to plan how the demand will move. I think it is happening based on the past data and future data. It is taking shape automatically. Similarly, all our safety stock, all our VMIs, all our automation, like he talks about the automation of the warehouse. Can automation be automated with help of data? We don't need manual intervention. I think that is where my belief is the AI will play a big role. I think still a lot of things to be unfold. Maybe we had a lot of trends of the blockchain and then, data coming in. But I think this is the area where AI will play a big role and it will certainly help us life up our supply chain professional better.
Thank you, Sharadji.
Hello. I just wanted to add one thing. See, working with your own warehouse, you have things in your control. But if you see one step ahead, see, I am part of global logistics. So challenge start once my goods move out of my warehouse, and I have to deliver it to either in my B2B or DTM market. So you have multiple partners, your transporter, your airport, your handling staff, your airline, shipping line, the other country, the same process. So what I'm seeing or what I'm expecting from the industry or the Harshad, from you, companies like you, if AI can connect those various partners on a single platform where all the information can be pulled and populated to the end user, that will help us or industry to plan the shipment and give a visibility to the entire supply chain, which is a pain point today. Even though you have a good system in your office, but to connect with the airlines or shipping company, you need to go to some website, put some number and pull some information and then enter into your system. Then that will get processed and transferred to your customer or your internal partner. If AI can connect those dots, that is certainly going to help entire supply chain in terms of giving the visibility and in terms of improve the warehouse inventory and the dispatches or delivery of the goods. Thank you.
Yeah. So adding to that, Ugrasen ji and Sharad ji, I'll take 1 or 2 minutes to share some feedback which we do when we talk to our customers on this ground. So a lot of times these customers, they start getting returns, right? Now these returns are either in a sellable condition or a non-sellable condition. Now today a human needs to identify that, right? Now we have worked out solutions with a lot of our customers where we've taken help of the camera systems, and whenever the parcel comes back, they basically just open up there, and the camera is fed with some attributes basis which it basically gives a decision point, right? Saying 30% I feel this is non-sellable, 70% I feel this is sellable. Still there is a QC which is being done by a human, because sometimes the value of that return, they are high ticket items, right? So there you would need a human. Now in such cases, to the points that both of you have added, post this, they will start asking for data on the dashboards, right? The end is that we need actionable data. So in today's time in AI ML, there is a fag which says LLM, which is called as large language models. But that will only give you a piece of information saying this is sellable, this is not sellable. But now we've started working on LAMs, which is large actionable models, which will actually, you can tell him that, okay, if it is sellable and it is meeting 70% of my criteria, please put it in this bin, this rack. So then there is a robotic arm again, which Raju was explaining in his session today morning. There is a robotic arm which will come, pick it up and put it on that bin. So this is what I just wanted to add. Thank you. Yes.
I want to add, Harshad, one thing, because are we ready for the AI today? We have a multiple category, like Ugrasen he is taking care completely chemical, you are taking care chemical, I am taking care power, and individuals is taking care for the logistic other parts. So how we can come to the AI? That is also one challenge nowadays.
Yes.
So our system is adaptable or not?
Yes.
First, and how we can compete with the global market.
Correct.
So AI consists of that what data we have, and if we have data which is not incorporated incorrect for us, then we have to correct our data first.
Correct.
Then only AI can be justifiable and AI can be helpful for us to reduce all the discrepancies in the warehouse. That's
right.
the word.
Right. So again, I'll just take the liberty to add a few things there. I was standing at my booth and I just happened to meet a gentleman from Geo. Okay. He came and he asked me a few questions that with respect to supply chain, with respect to warehouse, with respect to inventory, there are a lot of these AI ML models which are available, which are open source. But I am worried whether it is going to help me take proper decisions, because that is being trained on somebody else's data, right? So the point which Ugrasen ji was saying, that there is a lot of disconnect when you have to connect multiple stakeholders. Now, if we talk about like what solutions we give to our customers, we have marketplaces, we have your financial systems, we have your logistics partners, all of these connected. But is my model, is my AI able to tell me that, boss, you've got 3 connectors or 3 different vendors as logistics partners, but one logistics partners has been identified basis the data saying it is very quick in delivery compared to the rest of the two. Now, is this what you were referring to, Ugrasen ji? Then, yes, we need to take that extra mile and extend the AI pipelines to our partners also to bring that efficiency into the warehouse. Because warehouse is, of course, in your purview, but there are multiple systems on which you work. There are daily wages which will have different kind of access onto the system. There is a management level which will have a different level of access to the system and so on. So, before we move on, I would want to know from the audience if you guys have any specific challenges, because then we can basically talk it out here. There is a Q&A session, but still, I'll just take a 5 seconds pause if anybody wants to share that. All right. Okay. Thank you. So we'll move further. Thank you, Ugrasen ji, Sharad, and Sanjay ji once again. This is for Mr. Sanjay. What challenges do companies face when implementing AI automation in inventory and warehouse, and how can those be overcome?
Thanks, Harshad. Hi, everybody. My name is Sanjay Varma.
Sanjay ji, you can just hold it.
My name is Sanjay Varma. I'm from Evonik India Private Limited, dealing with chemicals. So here the challenges for AI would be, first, the AI is mostly dependent on, or rather importantly dependent on, the quality of the data which is given into the system. So nowadays, the data inputted into the system are by various means. Everybody has their own system. Data reading is not just typed into the system, but it is also read through PDF or any kind of a document, or AI can also read the handwritten notes and convert that into the data. So it is very important that the data quality should be of high accuracy. Second challenge would be integration with the present system. Everybody in India uses their own system. There is no standard platform. Most of the MNCs are using SAP. Then there is also a question how flexible your system is and how AI can be adapted into your present system. That is one of the biggest challenges. Third challenge is the cost. AI is coming with a cost. Definitely it gives us efficiency, but at present, at least at this time, the AI is at very high cost. Definitely in long term it will be cost effective, but at present time it is very costly. Secondly, when we talk about AI, the biggest challenge is that people see, or rather the first question which comes to everybody's mind is whether my job is secure after AI coming into our organization. Mera job bachega ya nahi? So this is the biggest question where everybody is dealing with. What will happen to this logistic industry, or rather I would say any industry, when AI hits into the company, whether there would be layouts or still there would be enough jobs for people in the industry. So these are the challenges.
And Sanjay ji, how do you think we can overcome this? Any thoughts on this?
Yes. So wherever there are problems, there are solutions. So wherever there are problems, there are solutions. So to overcome the data accuracy, one has to define their goals and objective properly before implementing AI. And they have to select the output, what they require, basis what the goals they have defined. Secondly, they will have to invest in their employees. They have to give the training, how to use the AI for their benefit. And once all the employees in the organizations are convinced that AI is going to help us and it will not create problems for them, after that there will be full support from the employees and they will help in delivering the output of AI. Secondly, AI is very costly. For that, you have to implement AI as a pilot project in one of the departments. And once the organization is satisfied with the outcome and they can see that there is a benefit, then they can move to the entire organization in full-fledged manner. So that will reduce their cost, and also it will raise their confidence. Secondly, they have to monitor their system and evaluate the system, what outputs they are getting, because there are many departments in the organization which need a different kind of output, and there are so much of rapid changes in the inputs which are happening in the system. So they will have to constantly monitor what changes are happening in the industry and keep evaluating those. Thanks, Harshad.
Thank you, Sanjay ji. One question I have over this answer of yours is the challenge of the humans and the training. Do you think convincing internal stakeholders is also a challenge when we want to implement AI? And this is an open to all of you, anybody who would want to answer.
Yeah, it is a challenge because see, we are anyway averse to change. Anything, somebody, new things coming, new thing you want to implement. As you said, there is a fear of what is going to happen, fear of uncertainty, fear of job, fear of will it help us or not. So all these are there. So it is very important that we have to convince our internal stakeholder. For sure, it is one of the challenge, and we have to overcome that. Secondly, I think when you are talking about, everybody talks about the quality of data cleansing. Can't we have AI? I think again this question to panel. Can't we have AI to do that work for us? Maybe cleaning up the data. You look at the data lake and find out which is right data, and then take that into model. I don't know. We should have something like that so that it is the data challenges overcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think one addition to this, if you make a comparative for this implementation of AI, we have to show also that it's a reduction in the manpower, improvement in the quality. So management would agree on this, because I could understand, because one of the parameters I have used last week, so where I could show that how Ariba SAP combination with the AI, we can use reduce the number of buyers for a single project. So that we can reduce, but not only the manpower reduction, but it's also an improvement in the system as well.
Just a small thing to add. See, everybody, in today's scenario, people have a very big fear that if AI and system will work, what we'll do. The biggest challenge is people doesn't understand that they are doing non-value added things. Calling on the phone, entering data into your computer is not value added things. One has to understand, if system can save my time by doing all those things, sir has just told that Ariba SAP, you can easily convert your procurement to catalog purchase. So Cipla indirect procurement has a indirect expense of around 1,300 crore. And out of that, 65 is catalog purchase, wherein we land up in a long-term contract for 2 year, 3 year with the partners. And user just had to punch his request into system, and rest everything is be taken care by the system. See what kind of time individual buyer is saving. He can invest his time in developing new vendor, learning new things, doing the value-added thing to company. So we, as a senior people in company, we have to convince the team, boss, stop doing non-value-added thing, and system will help you to reduce your time which you're putting into in doing inefficient thing, and you can invest that time in doing inefficient thing. And that will really help people to understand and adopt the systems.
Thank you, everybody. Moving on to the next question. Again, this is an open question for views from all of you. What role does AI play in enhancing the supply chain system visibility and enabling the real-time inventory tracking?
I can start. So, what I can see, AI and system is going to give a very good visibility of the inventory, planning and everything. Because if I see 2 decades before, everybody has to enter the data in system. Data was transferred through email, through Excel file to other part of the supply chain. Now, if my internal supply chain and my customer has the visibility of the information, things can change very drastically. I'll just give a small example. What we did, we onboarded all our foreign supplier on our SAP platform, SAP Ariba based platform, wherein they do the ASN kind of thing. Moment my purchase order hit in SAP, my supplier get an intimation that this purchase order is ready for this delivery date. And once the consignment is ready, my supplier punches the information starting from the price, quantity, batch number, batch specifications, COA detail, and the shipping document, which automatically get flown to the procurement team, the logistics team, and the factory team. Now, entire supply chain is aware of the consignment and the timelines. Rather, in past, their supplier used to send a document in email. The email will come to the procurement department. Procurement will send to the, the logistics team and so on. See the waste of time and human resources, which can be easily done through the AI or system, which is very much possible. And coming up by AI can give you a predictive thinking where what is going wrong, what best I can do, what other price available in market. If I'm creating a purchase order on partner A, my AI-enabled system can pop up me a message saying that, boss, this material is available in this cost with this country, where you will save on price plus on logistics because this country is near to you. So these kind of innovative thing AI can help, which may a user cannot think, or he'll not think because of unavailability of data, and maybe he will not have a time to look into all this parameter, but AI certainly can pop up these kind of information, which is really going to help the entire supply chain in terms of improving the serviceability and the cost of the product. Thank you.
Right, I think Ugrasen, you have added a good point in that. I have a practical example with Adani, also one of the examples that in SAP previously what we are doing, we have fixed category of item. One is the standard item, then to the engineering item, then to the special level of items. And the date for the delivery timeline or lead time, P2P, that comes 20 days for standard, then 30 to 40 days for engineering items, and then 60 days for the special items or the indigenous items are there. But what happened when AI comes over there, then no need to wait for the buyer, because we didn't have to depend on the buyer. If the standard items falls, it will directly comes to the MRP category, and MRP category, the system will send inquiry to the suggested suppliers. Automatically system will do that on the basis of what? That is AI. So that is artificial intelligence, what secured in the system, and now we don't have to wait for a buyer to wait for the standard items within 20 days. Now the system has done in the first day. Sent an inquiry, connected with the supplier, got the offer, and within 3 days, your order has been placed. So this is the complete process, what I have seen in the last 10 years, and changes with Adani, Sterlite, and KEC. So this system has been changed, and this is the support of Ariba and SAP they have done. So it's a new change in AI, which really enhanced the workability of the supply chain teams and support our buyer, supplier, and transporter as well to make beneficial outputs, which we can see. Saradik.
I think just to add what you said, I completely agree. So what is basically why we don't have visibility in the supply chain? I think each one of the customer or supplier have the system, they have data. Each one of them use the best of their system. But the only challenge we don't get visibility because the systems are not connected. Supplier is using his own system, customer is using his own system, maybe some intermediary is using his own system. Now, I think the fun will happen, or the things will go visible, everything will be visible when all these are interconnected to each other. And I think that is where the AI will play a big role. How can they integrate the different system, take the discrete data and make sense out of it? I think that is what my view on that.
Lot of times we are facing the trouble when there are OEM purchases, original equipment manufacturers, and many times we do not know who are the alternate vendors. So if the AI can help in getting the vendor universe, and that can help, because many of the times in spite of the field research or desktop research, we are not able to find out the proper vendors, and in absence of the number of vendors, we end up paying the more price, or we have to depend upon only one supplier, or that kind of thing happens. If AI can throw light and AI can give some information, some inputs about who are the vendor universe and all that thing, what for product wise and all that kind of thing, information, that will really help to the procurement department, and that will really give a very lot of it will save a lot of time in vendor management and vendor getting the proper pricing, and also the AI can help where the material is available. Many times it happens that we do not know which vendor is having that material or not. That if AI can provide some data inputs about where the material is available and what time, in what time frame as per schedule and all that thing. All this data, that will really help if AI can give such kind of inputs and information on the global basis.
So,
1 minute, na?
Yeah.
Sir, first please, your name and detail.
My name is Chandrasekhar Mehta. I am from Mumbai Metro, line 1, from Ghatkopar to Warsaw. Yes.
Chandrasekhar ji, I want to add, then you can add, right? So,
please go ahead.
this category actually just, you have raised my brain questions, what we have did in the last 5 years. So, OEM items is a one category where we fall
Right.
category in the one. And the other item, what I spoke in the last, just my previous discussion in the 10 minutes. So, that is the MRP item. So, we have make a category of MRP where manufacturing company is falling in that. So, we are keeping a category of A, B, C where already defined. These are the suppliers, these are the traders, these are the vendors where you have to send inquiry. So this data is also maintained by buyer only. Not I am saying the buyer is not required for that.
Right,
so
right.
that also done by that work has been done by buyer and then checked by lead buyer and then the category lead. So that they have done and then put it in the system. Then system works with AI. Otherwise AI will not work.
Right, right.
AI
But
will be
sir,
failure if the human message is not there.
But many times buyer do not have that data also, because
Right,
they have
yes.
also, see, ultimately this data is not a universal data, no. So
Perfect.
if AI can help in getting the universal
So
data, and that is product wise, place wise, country wise, and that kind of data, and they can also provide some inputs where it is available also. That will really give a very, and save some time, definitely.
So your point is well valid and taken, because the point is that how we can work. If we start that AI is not workable, I told you in the first my question, are we ready for the AI? So if we are going to be ready for the AI, that means we have to make with the data accuracy in the system.
Yes. So there should be some cooperation between the countries, between the various states,
Right.
at the country level, at the all India level, or on the global basis. If there is a cooperation, then there will be a huge database, and
Perfect.
that database, if it is available, then AI can be used very effectively.
But right
Where the
now,
material is available at what price and how it can be procured at a shortest possible time, that things really will help. And there where the human resources falling short of their abilities, so that things need to be strengthened.
perfect. So your point is absolutely right, because we have to access our data from one corporate to another corporate.
Exactly.
Because right now, if I am working with VIKRAN, I am working with KC, I am working with Adani, then only I can access only that organizational level data we can.
Absolutely.
But the time to come, when we are all are ready with the AI, the time to come, interact each. What in the today morning, you can understand what is the ULIP. Though they told what the word ULIP. What we are doing in ULIP? In ULIP, multiple organizations are coming on a platform, signing NDA, and then they are sharing their data. We need AI automation at that level. And
Yes.
be ready in the next 1 year only, you can see this. Because each and individual corporate, they want to do this. They want to interact their data with each other. If they will not, then AI will not be completely 100% successful.
Yes.
Now your second question is OEM. So
Yes.
OEM and indigenous items are into the another bottom, where we could have to connect with the different vendors. If we don't have, we have to just search and we have to invent vendors. What we are doing indigenous vendors, we are just raising vendor development. We are doing the vendor development, and we have to give a platform to that suppliers who can raise and who can make this creativity in India, and then we can buy from them. So these are into a separate category.
So
you can add.
that
So
way, means
I'll
one is
add-
vendor development, another is the material availability, and third one is delivery schedule. Delivery, how these three things, if AI can help, that will really do a wonder.
So Chandrasekhar ji, I'll just put it short. Okay, so what even Mukesh ji said, first there needs to be an ecosystem which will take some time to get developed, right? Second, there are a lot of open models, open data sets available today. Like, I don't know how many of you guys have heard about GEMS. That's a platform by a government, right, where exactly what Mr. Sanjay said, right? We need to write separate models also, which will collect data for us from such kind of sources like an India Mart or GEMS and start building that DB for us, right? Then, when the ecosystem slowly starts getting developed, you can start exposing that data and you can basically come up with the OEM vendors, non-OEM vendors, MRP vendors, and so on.
Yes.
Harshad, sorry.
Thank you.
Just
Yes.
one input, Anil here.
Yes.
So answering to Chandrasekhar,
Please.
it is relevant to what we are doing at Tata Play. We have implemented an AI solution in our procurement function where we have developed a model where a buyer can put a text from a PR, the purchase request that you get from a user department. It will pick the keywords for what user is looking for, a product or service. And there are multiple sources attached to that AI model. One is the ready-made database available in the market, where you have 3 lakh to 4 lakh partners or the suppliers, service providers already been deposited as archival. There is already a generative AI LLM model also attached to it. So now we have OpenAI and many LLM models available in the market, also attached to that particular solution. So when the purchase request is being created, the keywords are getting captured by AI model. It goes into these all resources and throw top 10 or top 5 partners with their capability location for that particular product and service.
The closest match.
Perfect.
Yeah. So this is it's not that it is not available, it is there.
Yeah.
So Chandrasekhar,
that's
I
our
think
requirement
you have the answer and you have the go-to person also, right?
So I would like to add here
Yes,
one
please.
thing, that of course AI can give you the name of the suppliers, but as far as price and the quantity is concerned, that the individual company would decide whether they want to disclose it in the open market or not, because data protection is also one thing which companies would like to keep with them.
So I told Anil just told that they have some server and they have just given some database, but I can't believe that they are 100% transparent. I am very, very open. But the times are that we have to come on that platform. When we will come on that platform, perfectly we will execute this AI for the SRM, like supplier, buyer and transporter relationship that we can use, but in the upcoming times.
Yes. Any questions? You were raising your hand. Yes. Somebody can please pass the mic here.
So I do not have any question, but I have some explanation. Okay, I am Deepak Dandavde. I am from Vidal, India. And to answer your question, so there are professional agencies which are available to answer your question. That is a supplier scouting. Okay, supplier scouting. Supplier scouting is a function wherein you can identify the supplier on global platform. Okay, so there are professional agencies. One of the Indian agency I can tell you, that is TCS. They do that. So they have a millions of suppliers data available in their database. You can purchase their functionality and you can scout the supplier the way that you want. What kind of functionality you desire? What is your requirement? On what scale you want? What kind of performance you are expecting from a supplier? You can punch in all your data and you can get the list of probable suppliers. That is one. Second thing, what he was mentioning about, the similar thing which I have done in my previous organization is a guided buying. So that what he was explaining was a guided buying, that what is my requirement if I punch in with my previous experiences or the database available, how I can use that expertise and system suggests me that to whom should I float my inquiry. Okay, so that is called as guided buying. It is already available. I think that you need to connect with the right dots and you will get the answer. Guided buying.
Yeah, and today's time it is also called talk to your data. But thank you for the explanation, sir.
Thank you.
In the interest of time, I know there are a couple of hands which were raised here, but you can please connect with us in the networking zone in the Vinculum booth. I think, thank you everybody for being a part.
Thank you.
Thank you. To request Mr. Mukesh Nandan to kindly felicitate the moderator and the following panelists. First,